strategic plan is really important to sort of set standards around how we want to be represented as an organisation, but also how we want to represent our staff and our clients and the way forward.
For me, the plan is a blueprint for what we can achieve over the next 5 years. When you look at the plan, you look at the 4 pillars that we have, and those pillars really step out where our intent is.
So the strategic plan breaks down our goals into 4 key pillars. The first one of those is about strengthening our core services. The second one is about expanding our reach for impact. The third one is about leading for purpose. And the fourth one is about directing our influence and societal change in the future. So that gives us some measurables that we can focus on as a whole organisation to move towards.
All of the plan's important, but Pillar 1 in particular is important to me because it's based on robust governance systems and best practice risk management.
We've got clear intent around focusing on our core services, our 4 core elements, our disability, foster care, allied health and employment services. Making sure that they're what people need, making sure they're what the community expects, and making sure they're the services that people need and want.
So the strategic plan for me in my role, and particularly for foster care, it's about bringing together our values with our practice. So it's kind of giving us that purpose in the middle.
It's bringing coercion within the company. So it's making everything come at the forefront of the different sectors and what we do in each section or challenge. And it's giving us a purpose to move forward as one whole.
I was involved in that from the very start as part of the exec team developing. We kind of sat and did a bit of a brainstorming session, if you like, or a brain dumping session to kind of figure out what it was that as an organisation we wanted to achieve over the next 5 years. What direction did we want to go in?
As part of the executive of Challenge, we workshopped the plan over the latter part of last year.
I loved the process for our new strategic plan. I loved how it was listening from the voices of people that receive our services, facilitate our services, listening to their thoughts, their feedback on what the direction of the organisation looks like. I was fortunate enough to be involved in some of those processes, in some of those forums, those cross-collaborative forums that we had in the organisation, and also, facilitating and being involved in the executive and board days as well.
So the focus groups included members from disability, members from out-of-home care, members from IT and business services, and we all came together and spoke about the things that meant the most to each individual sector.
Well, a number of focus groups were actually held throughout the regions of Challenge. I was lucky enough to have been able to attend one in the Hunter here. We were able to have discussions around the strategic plan. There were questions asked which we were able to respond back for how we personally feel in regards to how we feel Challenge can improve or where they can approach things differently. You were able to obviously have discussions with other employees who have been with Challenge for, a couple of years to ones who have just started and elaborate on, their experiences within Challenge.
Yeah, there was us from recycling, I think some from scanning here, and another Challenge services down in Muswellbrook. I think it was woodwork that was also in it.
They were actually interested in hearing us as employees within the organisation, what we had to say and what we felt, because it's ultimately every single employee within Challenge which makes a difference, and us together as a team moving forward, as long as we've got the same objectives and we are made aware of the strategic plan, we'll be able to thrive.
Yeah, I've enjoyed being in Challenge. Yeah, it was good. It was great to be involved.
It was really interesting to go through all of the planning around what we needed to improve on and what we were going to see for the future of Challenge with an evolving strategic plan. If we look at crucial issues that we need to address and things like that, that's where the strategic plan is really important. And to make sure that we're dealing with that on an ever-evolving platform of services and support.
I think it's really important to know where you're going so then you can figure out how you're going to get there. And it's really important for Challenge because it's an organisation that's evolved and developed so much over the last 60 years that we continually take time to reflect upon what's happening and who we are, and to make sure we're keeping up with the needs of our communities and the places where we operate.
For me, the real exciting piece is that this was listening to people from their thoughts and their feedback, facilitating that into a plan, and then actually practically looking at what that looks like for us as an organisation. And seeing some of the exciting and very aspirational thinking that's come up from people around what the services actually look like in 5 years' time. They may be very, very different to what we're providing now, but they will be the same kind of emphasis in terms of community. They will be looking after people, making sure that they get the services they need and want, and looking at how we make people thrive and develop in that, both from our people that we look after, but also our workforce that facilitates that.
Yeah, and that's why I've been here for 19 years. I've been here for 19 years because of how Challenge has represented itself. It's always been about our families and the way that we provide a service that has been about choice and about how to support people with their individual needs. And Challenge has always been able to deliver that. And yeah, I love working here and will continue working here.